Hi guys, my name is Varnika. Welcome to my channel Divine Connections 99. Thank you so much for joining my beautiful soul group family. I love you all. And guys, thank you so much for your likes and comments. I read all the comments and they just feel, amazing to me because I get to hear and learn about you guys, how beautifully you guys are, working on your journey and proceeding. It just, makes me feel so proud of you all. And I just want to thank you all. Keep doing it, guys. One of our beautiful subscriber, her name is Sandhya Prakash, and she was actually mentioning that she has now started, teaching the Gita shlokas to her students, especially the little ones, and it's been going really well for her. So, Sandhya, I would like to mention that I really congratulate on your big effort, and definitely, I pray to the divine that they give you the power and the strength to keep on doing this beautiful work. And guys, you guys are just doing amazing on this journey. I am so proud of you all. I just can't even express my emotions sometimes because I feel so connected with you guys. And when you see your family getting progressed and then people achieving in your family, you feel so happy and so connected and proud of it. So thank you so much, guys. Keep doing it. And today, I am making a topic on a video on a very sensitive and respectful topic, which is very close to my heart. And I have lived this, with the beautiful people out here in Australia, and definitely I wanted to share it. So, before starting, I would like to mention it is about the Aboriginal Society Committee or Aboriginal people of Australia. And before I start with the topic, I would like to pay my honor, my respect to the land. So, I'll just read out an acknowledgement, which can be read by non-Aboriginal people as well. And this acknowledgement I am reading out, and I just want to pay my respect to these guys. And by no means I want to offend anyone, and I don't want to disrespect any culture. It's my deep intense respect I feel for them. That's the reason I'm making this video as well. So now let's read the acknowledgement. So I'm now acknowledging the land, and I pay my respect to the elders, to the past, present, future. I pay my respect to the first landowners, the first custodians of this land, as I've been made aware that this land was stolen from them, and because of that they faced a lot of consequences, and they're still facing a lot of consequences. And it's really traumatic to hear all these experiences. I just want to honor and respect you guys from depth of my heart. And I just want you guys to join in as well, and just pay the respect to these guys. So thank you so much for listening, my beautiful soul group family. Now let's proceed on to this beautiful culture, and let me tell you how I got connected to it. So last year, because of my workplace, I work in a beautiful company where people are amazing, and all the people at my work, they support each other. They are very sensitive towards each other's culture. They are very they just make you feel so important about each other, which is amazing. And from that, there was an event, or you can say a training going on in our office area, where they were trying to form a group where we could nominate or volunteer ourselves. And I did volunteer myself, and I got an opportunity. I was really lucky to get an opportunity to know people of this culture, to get to attend the training on their site, at the Aboriginal site, and where they got me aware of all those things which was happening, and I got connected to the culture instantly. Because when I heard about the culture, that these people were really spiritual, and how they connected to the elements of nature, like earth, water, and sun, sky, air, and all these elements, the fire, these were so important elements to them. They were like calling the spirits of these elements, talking to them. So that really made me excited, and made me kind of surprised that I wanted to know the culture more. So I'll just share a bit about the culture, and we'll and then share more about what is happening. So their families, I'll just share about it. The men in the family, they were responsible. The men and the boys, they were going out for hunting the animals. And they used to kill animals like birds, and animals like kangaroo, emu, to eat. And then the women in the family, they used to take care of the kids, and were responsible for the well-to-do of them. And then they used to go to the seas or the oceans, and then they used to hunt the animals there. And it was a beautiful culture where they were always together, in the whole sort of a village. They used to sit together, they used to pay respect to their elders. And very wise generation, they used to pass on stories and information with each other. And in during their spiritual ceremonies, they used to apply some white paints on their body with the animal fat on it. So animal fat used to protect their skins from a very thick layer of, they used to make a thick layer of on their skin, and it used to protect from the cold weather in Australia. And when women used to apply that thick layer, it was acting like a swimsuit when they were going into the sea or the oceans to kill or hunt for the sea animals. So they used to speak lots of languages. And when they had like similar marriage system like what happens in India. It was arranged marriage system where the marriages were not happening just between two people, but literally between two villages. Like a guy from some other village would marry a girl from the another village. And the woman would bring so much knowledge to the guy's family, that they will share the languages, their culture, their things. And then similarly vice versa, she'll go back and share that knowledge. So it was a beautiful culture being maintained. And just like India, after that britishers, as britishers invaded India for around, they ruled India for around 200 years. Similarly, they invaded Australia as well. And these guys were really simple and spiritual guys. They had never seen any technical equipments like ships or guns or anything, army or some things like that. And britishers had mercilessly killed them, and literally on their own land. And it had been really traumatic experience how they were sharing that day, that they were killed just while playing. It was a game for them to kill them. And they used to think that these are some weird sort of human species because of their different features. And it was just traumatic to even talk about it, guys. It just brings me into tears when I hear about it, how inhumane way people can treat. And it has been done in our history. And we need to know about it, because it's a part of earth healing, that we should know about the universal consciousness, how our elders have faced the pain and struggles, where they were coming from, and what they have contributed and done. So I would like to share that one of the incidences, or the main things which impacted me a lot, was to hear about their stolen generations. So what was stolen generations? Around 1900s to 1960, plus minus 10 years, a rule was passed where the kids from the Aboriginals, they were stolen, and they were given to the white people. And they were stolen because they used to consider that they don't have any culture, there is nothing wise in their culture, and they need to adopt white people's culture. So they were taken away from their families and given to the missionaries, and all these other and they were forced to adopt different religions and forget their own language, feel bad about their language and culture. They were forced to adopt different cultures. It was really traumatic and shattering experiences, because not just for the kids, obviously kids were very small when they were being stolen, but even for the parents, because they were mentioning, as I was reading through the stories, that the parents were really in trauma after the kids were stolen. because these guys were very simple kind of people. They didn't know how to kill and do all bad things. So they used to go in depression. They were, they got into drinking and drugs and used to spoil their lives. And for example, a kid was stolen from north area and they were given in south area, so they used to travel by foot and go to the south area and then ask for their kids, and they were told that all have died. However, they were not. They were just living in other white people's family. And then these kids were like really abused, harassed and bullied. They were sexually abused, emotionally abused, physically abused. And there were lots of stories to share, guys, and I would like to share some stories with you guys, definitely. So I'll just read few stories about these, and then I'll put the links down in the description box. And I would like you guys to please find some time and pay some respect, and just maybe these guys are really angry about what has happened to them. And this is a part of universal consciousness which we are healing in the part of earth healing, guys, and we need to know about it. All right, so let's just go through few stories. The first story is about Joyce, and she says that she was taken from Phillip Creek in Northern Territory in 1947 with other 15 children. And she said that she was around not even 2 years old, and after that she was sexually abused during that time. And she was then she did mention that all a lot of girls in her age, that they used to marry the first man they used to find, because it was really traumatic to live where they were living. So they never got to know what real love is. Then another story is of Nicholas Flowers, and he mentions that he was born 100 kilometers east of Alice Springs, which is in Australia. He says that he was removed from his mother before the first birthday, and he was put into a Catholic mission. And after that, they used to strip him and naked, and they used to beat him. And then he said that around 1970 his mother died. He got to meet his mother, biological mother, but he said, I never got to know her, because there was no bond, as he did not live with her. So the next one is Kenny. He was also removed from his mother as a baby and taken and then given to other family. And the abuse has affected him a lot, and it has taken on his mind, and then he has just destroyed his life after that. Another one is Annie. Annie says that she was also taken with 16 children around in 1947 with the kids, and to the creek. And then she says the abuse is so much, and there was a lot of hiding and crying, that she can't even now speak about it. It's so traumatic. Sometimes people are not even able to speak, and it's just beyond words, guys, what has happened. The next one is Lorna. Lorna says that she was removed again, and then in 1947, while she's experienced physical, emotional abuse, sexual harassment, and she lost her language, Aboriginal language, the culture. And then she lost she's got very painful memories of it, and she was told the story later on, that how her culture is ugly, and she shouldn't be speaking about it. There was another one which was standing out. It's the name is Alfred Kama. He says that he was born in 1953 in Darwin, and he says after that he was taken when he was 4 with his sisters, and then later on when he was 12 he was sexually abused by other older boys. And then after that he left the missionary, and he said that when I went to work, I had to keep this secret that he was sexually abused, because if he would have told them that he's mentally ill or something, they wouldn't have employed him. And he was suffering from a lot of depression, anxiety, and all this. He was taking traumatic all these medicines to heal him. And he said, I couldn't even tell my experience until I was 50 years of age. And then he started talking about it to his sister, which he says that at least he's now spoken about it. Another one was Maxine. Maxine is also a second generation stolen child, and then she was talking about that how she was also stolen. Her mother, her father died in 1955, and then she was also given to a family. And when there was a car which came in, and she mentions like how she was being taken, and then in that car, and they were running. And there are like many other experiences. I will share the links below. And guys, it's my humble request to you all that please pay some respect to the culture, read about it, because we all need to know, what has happened on lands. And it's when we are here, it's our responsibility. We need to know and pay respect to our elders, past, present, future, and to the elders of all these lands as well. So I'll put the links there, and please find some time and read about it, my beautiful soul group family. I trust you all, and with my heart and soul, and I really want you to do it. So take care of yourself, my beautiful soul group family, and I love you all. Bye.